Panther people, what up? The Carolina Panthers have the defensive version of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. I'll explain. Let's go ahead and watch Panthers Post. Thanks for joining. This is going to be a quick one because it feels like 113 degrees Fahrenheit right now. I don't want any of you guys thinking that Canada is a place of polar bears and igloos and ice fishing and all that stuff. That's not the case, especially in southern Ontario, all right? We are southern, more south than some American cities. Just saying. Again, it feels like 113 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So if I start sweating all ugly and stuff, bear with me. Also, bear with me. It's been a while since I posted long form content. I've been putting out the shorts as much as I can. You know, life just happens. Kids ending school, clearing out the house, 3-month-old kid. Stuff just happened. And also, the Panthers weren't really on the field. They were on the field a little bit for OTAs, but now it's kind of that little bit of a lull, and we got to embrace it because in just a couple of weeks, we're going to training camp, as in the players are. We're not. We're not invited. Fans aren't invited to Bank of America Stadium for training camp with the Carolina Panthers, but we'll be watching whatever the Panthers beat reporters and the team puts out there. We're going to be gobbling it up, and we're going to be giving it to you guys, and it's going to be a benefit to everybody because, as I mentioned, 3-month-old baby, I'm going on paternity leave for a month. All of July, I'm off. So what does that mean? I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be out of the city. I'm going to be up north in the cabin or the cottage, whatever you want to call it. And it is much bigger than what I'm sitting in right now, meaning I don't have to set up and strike down my set every time I want to film something. I'm just going to have it up there, and anytime anything breaks, I got a thought about the Panthers, I'm just going to sit there, fire up the camera, fire up the mic, and I'm going to rip it. So I'm going to try to churn out as much long form content, short content, as much as I can in the month of July, leading to the preseason. And then when the season starts, oh baby, it's going to get mental. I feel good about this team. I already have ideas about other episodes I'm going to be doing that's going to fill this gap right now between now and the start of training camp. I'm feeling good about this team. OTAs are done. Players out there, they're letting their hair down, they're getting married, they're going on vacation, or if you're Bryce Young, you're locked in. You're doing the corpo stuff. You're over at Fanatics Fest in New York City, and you're trying to play golf, getting some pointers from CJ Stroud. I mean, hey, come on, CJ. Are you really the kind of guy that's supposed to be giving Bryce Young advice right now? Arguably, Bryce had the better season last year. Bryce should be teaching CJ some lessons. Either way, he was out there learning to golf, doing some player simulator drill type things, rocking. I gotta admit, I kind of dig it. The Fanatics branded crossover of soccer football with the NFL. I know the other teams, they look more classic football, as in football, but the Panthers, all black. I kind of dig it. You know, I've been on the lookout for like a Panthers workout shirt, and they've been okay. They've all been pretty good. I'm sure this one will be overpriced as a Panthers workout shirt, but this one, and if the Panthers were to get a hold of it and you can customize it, you can get McMillan on the back, or you can get, Derek Brown, 95 on the back in all black. I think that's a pretty sick gym shirt. Let me know in the comments below if you like the Panthers soccer mashup kit. Speaking of, I'm just letting you know now. People can try to copy it if they want. I'm going to make an episode where I design a new Panthers uniform, complete, head to toe, helmet, down to the cleats. I'm designing it. I'm using artificial intelligence like everybody else because I'm referencing that post that they made a couple days ago. And it looked like they're up for a rebrand, up for a new jersey, new helmet, make the black helmets permanent. But no, it was a teaser for a hype video that I guess introduced us to their motto for this year, leave your mark or something like that. Let them know. People a little bit worried that they were going to be replacing Keep Pounding, but Sheena Quick from Keep Blitzin said that that's not the case. They're keeping Keep Pounding. I think David Tepper and company, they learned their lesson. You don't touch Keep Pounding, okay? Don't touch that. It's ours. There is no, what did Matt Rule say? The program or the brand or anything like that? Panther brand? No, that's not happening. It's Keep Pounding. That's the way it is. If you want to have your motto for the year, that's great. I was just expecting uniform change. A lot of people are thinking about that, so that just got me thinking, heck, I'm going to invent my own Panthers jersey, and it's going to be good. I think the Panthers have potential superstars on their hands, and it's not a stretch to say that Princey Umaimilan and Nick Scorton are going to be key cogs in this defense. A lot of pressure on these rookies, but I think they can handle it. And I'll tell you why. Firstly, I think they're set up for success. Number one, You might think it's not set up for success, but Jadeveon Clowney not being on the team, while I think his guidance would have been great for those two guys, he also played in the SEC, first overall pick. He's been there. He's seen it all. And I think his presence would have been awesome. But the reason why he's gone is good because that's just more reps. And I think DJ Wanham, I don't know if he's with the Panthers forever. I don't think he's in their long-term plans. I mean, long-term, I think I'm talking like 5+ years. I hope he's there long-term, but he's had his health issues. He was a welcome addition to the team when he did come back from the blood clots. But there's a reason why they got Nick Scorton and Uma Milan, because they think these guys are first-round talents. They said that in the blueprint starring yours truly. But they said that in the blueprint. They thought both these guys are first-round talents, and they got them in the mid to later rounds. Early mid to mid rounds. And setting them up for success into terms like, okay, you got DJ Wanham not there forever. You got DJ Johnson, who, I mean, he's still on the team. Ejiro Evero believes in him in a way, but I don't think he's going to be threatening either of these two guys in the long term. You got some reinforcements on the edge that you got in free agency, but I think just with their age, their price tag, despite what Princey Umamilan said on the phones, like, he's going to break their wallets when it comes to that second contract. I hope so. I love the confidence, number one. And if he does that, that means he's done amazing things. And I think Nick Scorton will do the exact same. But I think they're set up for success in that way, that I don't think there's anyone on the team right now that is going to challenge them long term. I think they are going to, give them their time. They are going to be rookies in the National Football League, but they are both coming from the SEC, which is basically a feeder program to the NFL. Like if the NHL, if it was like the NHL and they had the OHL and all that stuff, it was kind of like a feeder system to the NHL and guys would go back and forth all the time. That's what the SEC would be. It would be that feeder system that players, you're not getting your reps with the big club. You're going to go back down to Ole Miss. You're going to do your thing. And when we want to call you back up, you call back up. So maybe it's a baseball reference more than anything. Maybe not hockey is the best option for my audience, unless you're a Caniacs fan and you would understand. But basically, I think they are going to be the two cornerstones of this team, and you need that when you're building this defense. I think their skill level is beyond their years, despite the fact that they're rookies. I think they're going to make immediate impacts. I think the additions of the dudes in the middle, of course, including Derek Brown, who's going to be back here healthy. Tersh Wharton, him being in the middle, I think is going to wreak havoc and only benefit them. The other free agency additions on the defensive line, I think is going to be massive. People are going to be trying to double team one of those guys. Someone's going to get open. And again, I'm not discounting DJ Johnson. Well, I am a little bit. Or DJ Wanham. I am not. But I think, again, using them in the rotation enough, I just foresee that their usage as rookies are going to be higher than other rookie defensive ends because of the guys that they have right now on the roster on the edge spot. And I think they're going to get more exposure. Their development is going to be increased exponentially because of that. Coupled with the inherent traits that they have, the experience that they have already, I think it'll eventually propel them to be the starters on either side of the defensive line. And I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Another reason why I think that this is a great situation for them, and I said at the top of the show, why I think they're kind of like the defensive versions of Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. While they were drafted in different years, they both played together and they grew together. It was like an instant connection. They went to the Super Bowl. They're looking to do more. These two guys drafted in the same year. They're from the same conference, and they're already practicing together, not on the field, but in the film room. And I think that's going to be so important. This is a team that had the likes of Luke Kuechly, Cam Newton, who were tape dogs, tape monkeys out there just breaking down film. And then you got these two guys, not just breaking down film, but breaking down each other's tendencies in real life. They're looking at each other. There's film released by the team. Again, we're at mercy, whatever the team releases. I'm not in the building. But you have two of those guys just literally talking football, talking the fine things of being a defensive end, and just kind of watching and reacting to what each other does, looking at tendencies, sharing some of their tools, some of the tricks of the trade. And I think that's only going to make each other better. Iron sharpens iron. We're seeing that, when Bryce Young is mouthing off against J.C. Horn, we're going to see that from J.C. Horn up against Tetra McMillan, who is going to be, hopefully up against him as much as possible during training camp. that stuff is only going to make it better. And just take a look at the competition in the wide receiver room right now. We're not even sure who's going to make the team. There's so many guys on that squad. But with Nick Scorton and Princely, they're only going to make each other better. There really is no competition there. They both have their own superpowers. And if Princely, who's a little bit more explosive, bit more of that Brian Burnsy type, more bend than Nick Scorton, if he can kind of give him 10% of that, and then Nick Scorton give Princey, who's explosive in his own right, but give him a little bit more of a, that bull rush ability that Scorton has. If they can each exchange like 10 to 20% of their own unique superpowers to the other guy, it's game over for everybody else. And I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be great. Just the marriage of those two guys in the film room. They're getting the increased reps because of the guys who are not in the building, a la Jadeveon Clowney, I think is going to propel them in a position and in a state of play, actual play, that they wouldn't have gotten anywhere else. And the fact that they got them back to back, they're going to be roommates in training camp, I hope, and they're only going to make each other better. So I'm hyped for these guys, and they're a big reason why I think this team is going to be so different than last year. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think Princey Umanmielen and Nick Scorton are going to be studs from here on out? Do you think one guy more so than the other? Do you think the situation for them is going to benefit them and thus benefit the team and help them get to the playoffs this year, which I think they're going to do? Let me know in the comments below. Also, what do you think about those Panthers kits? What do you think about Bryce Young's beard, which is now shaved? What do you think about Jalen Coker finally being remembered by everybody? It wasn't just me. It wasn't just me. I saw in the comments, you forgot about Coker. You forgot about Coker. Joe Person also forgot about Coker. The guy is paid to cover the team, and he said he was not a lock to make the team. He had to apologize. To Panthers Twitter, saying that Jalen Coker has got a good shot to make the team. I don't know. I don't know what it is about Coker that he's kind of being missed. Maybe because Tetra McMillan is the new guy, nice new shiny thing. We kind of forgot about the undrafted free agent from the year before who did produce. But let me know. Coker, do we still like him? Who do you guys think is going to make the final roster? Also, are you excited for more content in July? Because it's friggin' coming. And I mentioned designing new jerseys in the comments below. What kind of elements would you like to be seen in new Panthers jerseys if they were to do it? I know the Panthers jerseys are pretty classic now. They've become a classic. But if you were to change anything, let me know in the comments below. See you guys very soon.